Vince McMahon has long been a controversial figure in the world of professional wrestling, known for his relentless ambition and willingness to take risks. Over the years, he has faced numerous scandals, from steroid abuse allegations to accusations of misconduct, yet he always managed to come out on top. However, many critics argue that his current legal troubles may be different from past challenges, and this time, he may not be able to recover. McMahon's journey to power was not without struggle. Before taking over the WWF, he recognized the potential in closed-circuit television and invested heavily in broadcasting, though not all of his ventures were successful. His investment in Yvel Nevel's failed Snake River Canyon Jump reportedly cost him $250,000. Additionally, Vince and his wife, Linda, faced financial hardships when a construction business they invested in went bankrupt, reportedly leaving them with a debt of around $1 million. Their home was auctioned, and Linda's car was repossessed while she was pregnant with their second child. These setbacks, however, only motivated McMahon to focus on what he knew best: professional wrestling. In 1982, he purchased Capital Sports from his father, Vincent J. McMahon, but the deal came with a risky condition. Vince Jr. had to pay the full amount within a year, or he would lose everything he had already invested. He succeeded, but that was just the beginning of his ambitious vision. Unlike other promoters who respected territorial boundaries, McMahon wanted to transform the WWF from a regional company into a national powerhouse. With cable television expanding, fans could now watch wrestling from different promotions, and McMahon seized the opportunity. He aggressively bought TV time across the country, encroaching on other promoters' territories and even poaching their top talent. One of his boldest moves was shifting the focus of WWF's main event scene. He replaced longtime champion Bob Backlund, a technically skilled wrestler, with the larger-than-life Hulk Hogan, who had a charismatic presence that appealed to mainstream audiences. This decision proved to be a game-changer, as Hogan became a megastar, and McMahon capitalized on his popularity. McMahon's biggest gamble came in 1985 with the launch of WrestleMania, a closed-circuit event modeled after big boxing matches. Some reports claim that McMahon risked everything on its success, and while that claim is disputed, there is no denying that WrestleMania was a turning point for the WWF. Its triumph led to more mainstream exposure, including the launch of Saturday night's main event on network television. McMahon further expanded the WWF's reach by introducing more pay-per-view events like Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and SummerSlam. Despite his success, McMahon faced serious challenges, particularly when the WWF came under scrutiny for steroid use among its wrestlers. The controversy forced him to shift his focus from larger, muscular athletes to more technically skilled performers like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and Mr. Perfect. Although this new generation era was not as commercially successful as the rock and wrestling era, it allowed the WWF to survive the steroid scandal. The 1990s brought new competition as WCW gained momentum, particularly with the success of its New World Order NWO storyline. By 1996, the WWF was struggling creatively and financially, with McMahon reportedly considering scaling back to a regional promotion. However, he adapted by drawing inspiration from ECW's edgier content, creating what became known as the Attitude Era. The introduction of stars like Stone Cold, Steve Austin, The Rock, and Mankind revitalized the company, helping the WWF surpass WCW in popularity. McMahon continued to expand his empire, turning the WWF into a publicly traded company in 1999. The added revenue allowed further growth, including the acquisition of WCW and ECW in 2001, after both promotions collapsed. These acquisitions proved valuable when WWE later launched its own streaming service, the WWE Network, offering a vast archive of wrestling content. Not all of McMahon's ventures outside wrestling were successful. His bodybuilding promotion, the WBF, was a failure, and his attempt to launch the XFL Football League ended in disaster. Outside of business, WWE also faced significant controversies, such as the deaths of Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit, which led to scrutiny over wrestler health and drug use. In response, WWE introduced a wellness policy to support its talent. In 2020, McMahon made a major leadership change by replacing WWE's co-presidents with Nick Khan, who helped secure major media deals, including partnerships with Peacock and international networks. The COVID-19 pandemic presented new challenges, but WWE adapted by introducing the innovative Thunderdome concept, leading to record profits during a global crisis. By 2022, WWE was thriving, with rising ratings and major stadium events. However, McMahon's world was shaken when allegations surfaced that he had paid millions to cover up misconduct through non-disclosure agreements, NDAs. As more details emerged, WWE launched an internal investigation, and McMahon abruptly announced his retirement. Further complications arose when reports surfaced of nearly $20 million in unrecorded payments related to these NDAs. Despite a warning from WWE's board that legal action would follow if he attempted to return, McMahon used his controlling voting power to reinstate himself. McMahon's comeback led to the sale of WWE, merging with Endeavor to form TKO Holdings. While he initially retained influence, everything changed in early 2024 when a lawsuit was filed against him, containing shocking allegations of abuse. Following this, WWE's major sponsor, Slim Jim, suspended its partnership, and rumors swirled that other advertisers might follow suit. Seeing the potential damage to WWE, McMahon retired once again, this time seemingly for good. Vince McMahon's departure from WWE marks the end of an era. But the question remains, what's next for the man who built modern professional wrestling? While his influence on the industry is undeniable, McMahon now finds himself facing the greatest challenge of his life, one he may not be able to overcome. The legal battles, the corporate exile, and the tarnished legacy all raise a critical question. Does Vince McMahon have a future in wrestling or any form of entertainment? Or is this truly the end of his career? Throughout his career, McMahon has thrived on competition, often crushing rivals rather than coexisting with them. However, in today's industry, starting a new wrestling promotion would be nearly impossible for him. The landscape has changed significantly from the days when he transformed the WWF into a national powerhouse. WWE's dominance in the wrestling industry remains intact, but All Elite Wrestling, AEW, has risen as a viable competitor, alongside other promotions like New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW, Impact Wrestling, and the growing independent scene. Even if McMahon attempted to create a new company, he would face obstacles such as acquiring TV rights, securing major talent, and overcoming his tarnished reputation. Additionally, wrestling talent today has more options than ever. Many wrestlers who once feared leaving WWE now find success in AEW, NJPW, or on the independent circuit. McMahon's reputation as a controversial figure could make it difficult to attract top talent. Major networks may also be hesitant to associate with a new McMahon-led project due to his legal issues, limiting his ability to secure television deals, which are essential for a wrestling company's survival. One of the biggest questions following Vince McMahon's exit is whether his family will remain involved in WWE's operations. Triple H, Paul Levesque, has taken full control of creative decisions and has been praised for revitalizing WWE's storytelling and booking. Under his leadership, fan reception has been positive, and the company appears to be moving in a fresh direction. Stephanie McMahon's role remains uncertain. After stepping down from WWE in early 2023, she has largely remained out of the public eye, though many believe she could return if the company needed her. However, given that TKO Holdings now controls WWE, the McMahon family's influence over the company has significantly diminished. Unlike the past, where Vince McMahon had absolute authority, WWE is now a corporate entity governed by shareholders, making it unlikely that McMahon, or any of his family members, will regain total control. Shane McMahon, Vince's son, has always had an on and off relationship with WWE, often stepping away from the business only to return years later. While he may still have connections within the industry, it is unlikely that he will play a significant role in WWE's future. For the first time in nearly 50 years, WWE is moving forward without Vince McMahon's influence, and the results so far have been promising. Under Triple H's leadership, WWE has focused on long-term storytelling, character development, and in-ring quality, all of which have been well received by fans and critics alike. Business-wise, WWE is in a strong position. The $5 billion streaming deal with Netflix for Monday Night Raw secures a major revenue stream, and WWE's premium live events continue to draw large audiences. With international expansion into markets like India and Saudi Arabia, WWE is financially stronger than ever. However, McMahon's absence does raise questions about whether WWE will remain the same without him. While some see his exit as a positive shift, others wonder if WWE will lose its unique identity, now that it is fully corporate controlled. Time will tell whether the company can maintain its creative and financial success without its longtime leader. While these allegations remain unproven, speculation continues about whether more lawsuits or even criminal charges could arise. Many believe WWE wants nothing to do with McMahon anymore, even if he is cleared of all accusations. Reports suggest that anyone closely associated with McMahon's past leadership could also be removed from the company. However, given McMahon's track record of reinvention, it wouldn't be surprising if he attempted a comeback in some other form. It may not be in WWE, or even in professional wrestling, but knowing Vince McMahon, he won't simply disappear quietly.